Everyone knows I am a private fan of Mason. But his eyes are only for his first love. After being dumped for the 8th time, Mason confessed to me at his birthday party. I smiled and said, I'm married. Guess what? The groom was his mortal enemy. Mason and Isla got back together. My best friend looked at me with a pitiful gaze. Isla is Mason's first love. They have been on and off for many years. Everyone knows I am just a fan of Mason. He said he wants to be best friends forever. Don't ruin the friendship. I received a text, looked at my phone. Saw, it was Mason's group message. I will treat all of you tonight, and then we are done. Celebrating that I am no longer single. With humorous comments, as well as good wishes from friends. I skipped and closed the chat. It's time to let go. I think no one likes waiting forever. I noticed Mason's missed call. Put the phone in the bag. Then go to a hot pot restaurant alone. After settling down, I went to the bathroom. When I came back, there was a person sitting in my seat. I gently patted his shoulder. Hey, you're sitting at the wrong table. When he turned around, a familiar feeling came over me. I recognized him. Lothar, Isla's ex. There are rumors that she and Mason got back together because Lothar dumped her. Oh my God, what a tangled web. Lothar raised the sign in his hand. Table 07. I glanced at the empty seat behind Lothar. Incredibly awkward. Oh dear, my bad, I muttered, blushing, walked to table 08. Fortunately, Lothar did not recognize me. I have only met him once. At that time, Mason was drunk, so we went to find Isla. Lothar took her and Mason, saying he is Isla's boyfriend. Then I felt curious about those guys. Isla couldn't help but turn around and look properly. Just a glance. That handsome face has always stayed in my mind. I suddenly felt uncomfortable during my quiet solitude time. There is a familiar person nearby. I finished dinner quickly. Went outside to find it was pouring rain. When I decided whether to run away, a shadow appeared overhead. I turned around and saw Lothar standing behind me, holding a black umbrella. Calm and composed. No wonder Isla has liked him for so long. I'll take you to the subway, he suggested. I wanted to say no, but still nodded. It's only about a few hundred meters from the subway. It won't be too far. But it rained very heavily, so we walked slower. Suddenly, Lothar pulled me, and I stumbled into his arms. A speeding car splashed water high behind me. Hit a puddle. Lothar might save my clothes today. Just as I was about to thank him, I looked up and saw Mason and Isla nearby. Staring. What a coincidence. Want to escape quickly. I walked towards the subway. However, Isla and Mason walked straight towards us. Talk awkwardly. Isla laughed. What a surprise. How did the two of you get together? They didn't know each other. Lothar and I said it at the same time. Mason frowned. Unfamiliar with each other, but sharing an umbrella. I explained simply. Lothar remained silent, seemingly agreeing with my statement. Isla affectionately grabbed my arm. The umbrella was already very small. 3 people made it feel crowded. Instinctively, I tried to pull away, but she tightly held the hand. She said, Lillian is having a party at Jaeger's. Why didn't you come? Since we have met each other, you should join us. Her friendly nature always wins people's favor. People say she is outgoing and kind, but I have never felt warm towards her, even after knowing her for many years. Maybe it's jealousy. Even when talking to me, her eyes kept staring at Lothar beside me. I didn't know if he was just avoiding the rain or something else. Still, Lothar took a step back. The awkwardness between us is now obvious. Mason said with wide eyes, Lily, is your phone out of battery? I have called you several times, but you haven't answered. Come on, everyone is waiting. He always talks to me like that. Usually this would make me angry, but not today. It feels different. After Mason finished speaking, Isla also invited Lothar to join. Her desire for him was evident, as if Mason's stormy gaze had not disturbed her at all. Yes, the beloved, always confident in action. Isla is the only one who can be so carefree. Mason is nearby. Hurriedly go to work, Lothar said calmly. passed the umbrella to me, then she walked away. His cold fingers brushed over my palm, leaving a stinging sensation. Isla looks very disappointed. I waved to them. I also hurried back to work. Then I followed Lothar. Why let him get soaked under his own umbrella? He saw Lothar again a week later. Account manager. He was sent to the hospital due to a serious condition. My supervisor dragged me to entertain them. Lillian, I am Lothar from Farwell Corp. He is young, but he is a department manager. You should learn from him. I hear Lothar is excellent. But I didn't expect his status to be so high. I greeted politely. He didn't mention knowing me, so I didn't bring it up. At these business banquets, people inevitably have to drink. Although my director tried to protect me. After dinner, I finally had a few drinks. My head started to feel dizzy. Dragging the drunk director to his hotel. I stood alone at the entrance, trying to hail a taxi. Soon, before a black Audi stopped in front of me, the rear window rolled down, revealing Tony's handsome face. Hop, I'll take you there. I want to say no, but my head is spinning too much. I said thank you and opened the door to go in. The atmosphere in the car was a bit strange. I was scrolling through my messages until I saw Mason's love post. He claimed that the only person he had ever loved, the one he loved and would die for, was Isla. He seemed quite satisfied with himself. Lothar's cold voice slowly broke the silence. Where are you? Staring at that message, I blurted out 2 words. Your place. The next morning, I woke up on a strange, extra-large bed. Lothar actually did what I wanted to do, and take me to his place. The reason is simple. After saying these 2 words, I passed out drunk. Lothar doesn't know where I live, so he had no choice but to bring me here. I slept in the guest room. Nothing happened. When the doorbell rang, I instinctively stood up to answer the question. Isla was standing outside staring at me fiercely. Her face was pale, following her gaze. I realized I was wearing a men's pajama shirt. She misunderstood, didn't she? Before I explain, a deep, magnetic voice came from behind me. Lily, is that my food delivery? Bring it in and put it on the table. Seeing Isla's eyes turn red, I awkwardly managed to smile. All right, this saves me the trouble of explaining. I can't wash this off. Shortly after Isla left, the delivery man appeared. I brought the food to the restaurant. On the table, seeing Lothar come out of the bathroom. He is wearing casual clothes with dripping hair. Looks relaxed. I said Isla is here. It might have been misunderstood. To be honest, I don't quite understand Isla. As a fellow, I can see that she likes Lothar. I have seen those eyes countless times in the mirror, but know what she wants. Why does she keep entangling with Mason? Is she only concerned with being loved? I tilted my head, Lothar's reaction. When I mentioned Isla, he didn't even flinch. I prepared congee for you. Drink it while it's hot. I paused for a moment, then thanked him. Opened the box. The warm porridge surprised me greatly. Sweet and sticky porridge, with a unique soybean aroma. Whether it was coincidence or fate, Lothar pointed at the only porridge I could eat. The porridge was devoured. My hungry stomach finally relaxed. I tidied up, then prepared to tell Lothar, then leave his apartment. Halfway through, he stopped me. Do you understand design? I nodded slightly. Great. Can you help me fix this photo? I was about to leave, but I stayed, because Lothar took me in and even bought congee for me. I fixed the photo for him for free. Just finished saying, about to tell him. I saw him making a phone call. Even mentioned my name. I quietly closed my mouth. Guess this is related to Isla. After hanging up the phone, Lothar naturally walked over to me. He checked the photos I took. They looked very beautiful. Happy? Thank you. Next time I'll treat you to a meal. I said I wanted to go home, and Lothar drove me there. As soon as I got home, the phone rang. It was Mason calling. I answered the phone, and Mason's angry voice came into my ear. Lillian, are you with Lothar? I rarely see him so angry. When Isla and Lothar are together, he doesn't even lose it. What's wrong with him? Although I deny it, Mason's words still shocked me. Then why are you wearing his pajamas at his house? Lily? I didn't expect you to be so shameless. Shameless. We have known each other for many years. Has he really said that? My heart twisted as if it were stabbed. The only person who knows me lives at Lothar's house, wearing pajamas with Isla. Just after Lothar mentioned my name on the phone, Mason called me. I have already guessed the connection. Mason, what you do with Selena is your business. I am single. Lothar is single. Even if we are together, what does it have to do with you? There was a silence on the other end of the phone for a few seconds. Then Mason exploded. Lillian, never regret it in the future. After that, he hung up the phone. Strangely, facing Mason's anger, I felt nothing. I didn't even care. Time never ceases to ring in our ears. If some people are not destined to be friends, perhaps we should not force it. Without love, without expectations, without highs or lows. The love life of Mason and Isla is loud and clear. Always online posting new updates. I haven't seen him speak out recently. Although, when I was about to find out, my friend's call came in. Lily and Mason are organizing a camping trip tomorrow. Want to join? I said so. Did he just tell everyone? No, he posted it yesterday. Didn't you see? My heart skipped a beat. Maybe I was just busy and missed it. You guys go. I'm working this weekend. After hanging up, I opened Mason's message. There used to be bright pillars. Now, only a gray line remains. Mason blocked me. The first in 10 years. Mason and I were high school friends. Different from my dark family life. Mason is as sunny as his name. Back then, I didn't like Mason as much. I just envied his cheerful personality. He sweated profusely on the basketball court. As bright as the sun. Long-standing friendship fades away in an instant. Never thought it would end this way. The sound of gentle tears. Tapping the table brings me back to reality. I casually closed this message and threw the phone aside. Some things will disappear over time. I didn't expect Lothar to contact me. What made him suddenly want to eat a meal? He said it casually. Regarding the graphics you helped me with a few days ago, your fee has not been decided yet. So, let's assume this meal is your payment. I glanced at the atmosphere of the restaurant. You paid more money. My job is not worth that much money. He laughed and said, you're such a comedian. Unlike Mason's sunny personality. Lothar restaurant. A smile feels like a gentle breeze, cooling the soul. Are you free this weekend? Lothar's question made me look at him confusedly. He smiled. A colleague forced me to take some theater tickets. Want to join? While speaking, Lothar took out the ticket and placed it on the table. Maybe he was worried that I wouldn't like it. He further explained. I heard it is a very interesting program. It shouldn't be too dull. Want to try? It's both easy and relaxing to be with Lothar, even if we're not that close. Maybe this is why Isla has liked him for so long. Look up again. A smile appeared on my face. Of course. On the weekend, Lothar came to pick me up. As soon as I got on the car, Isla texted. Lily and are going camping. Want to come together? She also posted a photo. In the video, everyone was beaming with bright smiles, looking already ready. I smiled proudly and had no intention of answering. But seeing Lothar beside me, I changed my mind. I was holding the ticket. I took a picture towards Lothar and sent it out. Lothar glanced my way. His expression made me feel like I was caught. So I smiled awkwardly. It's my first time watching a play. I think I'll post it. If it bothers you, I hope I delete it. No matter what your boat floats. So, Lothar focused on driving. I quietly breathed a sigh of relief. Going out with friends to watch a play. Have fun, guys. I sent a text message. I just saw a red exclamation mark in the chat box. Selena deleted me. After the game ended, Mason made a phone call. Is it something to be proud of that Lillian and Lothar are together? Why is Isla not happy? I froze, realizing Mason's accusation. I laughed out loud. I am very happy. Mason clearly lost his composure, flying into a rage. You have changed. Don't expect us to be friends after this. I numbly stared ahead, listening to the dial tone. My 10-year friendship with Mason ended for Selena. As I foresaw the arrival of all this. What's wrong? A gentle voice pulled me back. I met Lothar's deep gaze. I smiled easily. None. He was not one to pry. He didn't ask any further. Lothar was about to say I should go back, and he suggested. I felt a bit hungry. Let's eat something. Sure. He showed me a play. It's only fair for me to take him out for a meal. He thought he would take me to a high-end place. But it was a small roadside restaurant. Seeing me looking around, Lothar said, "It's not your style." No. I just didn't take you for a street food guy. Judging from his style at home, I thought he was the kind of stylish person. Lothar laughed. His eyes crinkled. This has rid him of some indifferent behavior attributed to the atmosphere of the earth, as if this restaurant had affected him. This place has been here for 30 years. The food has always been good. Try it. I looked at the pile of leftover food in front of me. I was shocked to have eaten so much. Lothar looked at me proudly, right? I nod to agree. It's truly apartment. The taste is fantastic. After eating, Lothar drove me home. If it weren't for my best friend's call, I would have long forgotten the dust of being with Mason. What's wrong with you and Mason? He posted about ending things online. I revealed the inside story. She sighed. Don't take it to heart. Do you know how he sees Isla? His temper is like this. Give it a few more days, he will regret it. Sad. This time it's not. Maybe it's time to end some friendships. Mason chose Isla, abandoning our 10-year friendship. After that game, Lothar and I haven't kept in touch for a while. I have been busy with design work to weaken Mason's influence. Ignore any meddlesome questions from friends. Some things used to be broken. No need to reorganize. I did not contact Lothar, and he did not contact me. For example, clicking reset. We returned to our own corners. Boss, you can't seriously send me on a trip. The director suddenly called me in. I thought this was about design. But no, it's just this bombshell. I have worked here for many years. I have never received such a call. The director looked at me helplessly. Hospitalized account manager. Who knows this project better than you? Exception. I hope you understand. I had no choice but to nod. That manager got drunk and lay in the hospital bed. Fortunately, it was a short trip. Both companies sent people to go together. But imagine how surprised I was when Lothar appeared. He greeted politely. I smiled and teased. Lothar, on a business trip. His assistant looked at me curiously with my indifferent tone. I soon realized and immediately hid my smile. On the other hand, Lothar responded generously. Replaced with Lillian. The chief designer himself, going on a business trip. Our company must send an important person. Like me together. I'm a bit surprised. The person who looks so serious can have such a humorous side. The initially stiff atmosphere instantly became much more relaxed. I have a feeling this business trip will be much better than I imagine. This trip is to a nearby city, a small town thriving on tourism. When I put my luggage in the hotel, Lothar's assistant called to arrange dinner tonight. I have work to do, so I refused his proposal and chose room service. When I lifted my head again, it was late at night. My growling stomach reminded me it was time to eat. I was about to go out to eat. When I pulled open the door, I accidentally bumped into Lothar. His room was right across from mine. I greeted him first. Did you bring any midnight snack? Lothar picked up the bag, which contained some. Let's share. Lothar seemed to have been guessing my taste in food all along. Although we haven't known each other for long. Everything he arranged was to my taste. Looking at the empty plate in front of me, I frowned and joked. The lyrics roughly mean, if I continue to eat with you, I'm afraid I'll get a bit fat. He looked at me seriously, rather than fat and chubby. A little bit of meat is healthy. Meeting Mason's gaze, my heart was pounding. I subconsciously averted my gaze. When I lowered my head, I heard him say, "There's time. Tomorrow morning. I'll take you for a walk around." I looked at him. Are you familiar with this place? I lived here for a few years when I was a child. That makes sense. Because I have already finished most of the work tonight. And because it is a tourist town. Just go for a walk. Okay. This quaint little town exudes an ancient and leisurely charm. I follow Lothar's footsteps, wandering skillfully in the alley. It seems you really know this place. My mother comes from this town. When I was a child, I lived here with my grandmother for a while. Ahead is her house. Want to come see? Since we are already there, refusing would be impolite. So I bought some fruit at a nearby store, then followed Lothar to his grandmother's house. Although over 70, she was very active, living a comfortable life in the city. She smiled and eyed me, then said, "This girl looks very blessed. I like her." Hearing this, my cheeks flushed red. About to explain, I heard Lothar respond gently to his grandmother. "Thank you." She said I should thank you. "Thank you for bringing this lovely girl to meet me, and to fulfill the wish." After leaving Grandma's house, Lothar told me that she was diagnosed with cancer last year. The time left is not much. Make her happy. He will play along with this scam. He sincerely apologized. I waved my hand casually, joking. "It's nothing serious. I can play the role of your granddaughter. If it can make her wish come true, then one day." "Do you hope?" Lothar asked, pulling me into his gaze. "What?" Everything happened too fast. Like a dream. I find myself unstable. Walk out of the marriage bureau, holding Lothar's hand, the other hand holding the marriage certificate. "First organize your things. I will come to pick you up in the afternoon," Lothar suggested. "Grab me?" I asked confusedly. Lothar smiled. "You have received the certificate, but you still plan to keep your distance." I am completely at a loss. Although we know each other, the idea of living together, because my husband and wife make me feel embarrassed, felt my discomfort. Lothar kindly suggested that we might want to wait a bit. You can spend more time adjusting. Since we decided to get married, living separately makes no sense. No need. I'll pack my things and come over. I remember your address. Although he rejected Lothar's proposal, he was still the first to arrive at my place after finishing the work. Even when I was with him, I didn't even have to carry the lightest bag. He took care of everything. To help me adapt better, Lothar arranged for me to stay in his guest room. This relieved me. Different from the cold and hard decoration outside. Cozy rooms. Clear. Lothar really tried to make me feel at home in his life. At the same time, I agree to get a certificate. But frankly, my hesitation is annoying. My thoughts were drifting with the delicious scent floating. When I opened the door to go out, I almost collided with Lothar, who was walking towards me. He reacted too quickly, and I stumbled back. But Lothar quickly grabbed me firmly and pulled me back. I fell into his arms. Even before hearing his teasing voice, I didn't even stand up. "It looks like we need to lay some carpet here. I don't often fall. What do I need a carpet for?" I glared at him. But then I found myself lost again in his sparkling eyes. He gently combed my hair, bringing my scattered thoughts back to reality. "Let's eat. You did all of this." I am amazed by these delicious dishes. I'm already a little drooling. He smiled and squeezed out from the 5-star hotel next door, skillfully handling rice. He handed the bowl to me. I was surprised by such a smooth gesture. Why is he doing this? Suddenly felt like we were an old couple. Age! These simple dishes instantly tempted my taste buds. I never thought someone could be as cool as Lothar. To become a great chef. He saw him put more food into my bowl. I couldn't help asking, "How do you know I like this?" "Last time we ate, you ate the largest portion of this dish," he replied. "How is the taste?" My lips curled playfully as I teased. "It's even better than the restaurant. For a 5-star chef's standards, it's quite good." Even after being exposed, he did not feel embarrassed. Just added more to my bowl. Then eat more. So this is what it feels like to be thought of. Mason and I have known each other for 10 years. Birthday this year. He prepared a surprise for me. He booked a Japanese restaurant in advance. Planned an unprecedented fish feast. But he might forget that I never eat fish, let alone sashimi. The people who care will remember your preferences. "Lily, you look radiant these days. Something exciting has happened." My best friend was looking at me. Her eyes were full of smiles and curiosity. I awkwardly reached out and touched my cheek. gained 3 pounds. Is this something worth celebrating? After living with Lothar for a week, I noticed that I gained 3 pounds. But you can't blame me. This is all Lothar's fault. Every meal makes me want to eat a little more. My best friend smiled and said, "It's good to gain a little weight. You are too thin." I used to be slightly underweight. But who knows the future? How do you have time to meet today? I asked. I came here on behalf of someone. My friend took out her phone, opened the chat, showed me her conversation with Mason. Tomorrow is Mason's birthday. He wants to invite you. I realized I haven't contacted Mason for a while. As if he had not even crossed my mind. It turns out that forgetting someone is not as difficult as it looks. Seeing me keep silent all along. My friend. I'm worried you'll still be influenced by Mason. But now I'm relieved. Mason and Isla broke up again. Seeing her sigh, I couldn't help but laugh. That's the 8th time, right? Is there anything particularly surprising? Mason said he really finished this time. I countered, he always says that, doesn't he? She encouraged me to attend Mason's birthday. He said he really wanted to apologize this time. I hesitated for a moment, but I still agreed. I've known Mason for so long, I understand his temperament. It's not necessary to overthink about it. Played in friends. If he really wronged, I can be generous. I just finished work, and Lothar's text message came in. The menu was full of all my favorite dishes. I am about to answer, but then I remembered my promise to my friend. So I had to reluctantly refuse. Sorry, I promised to go out with friends tonight. Simple enough. Lothar doesn't have much to say, just saying, all right. Just like he doesn't peek. Make it easy and comfortable to be with him. This whirlwind marriage took me by surprise. But the result was unexpectedly good. I left. I worked on time and went to the address sent by Mason. After agreeing to attend his party yesterday, he re-added me in the chat. As I walked into the private room, I was startled by the extravagant decorations. Completely. Mason is still as magnificent as ever. There are already many people there. So I might be late. But they're all old friends. So this is not important. Got stuck in traffic, took longer, I said. Mason stood up and walked towards me. Don't worry, I'll tell you the time. He said. He deliberately arrived half an hour late. I am confused about what Mason did. When he walked up to me and handed me a bouquet of flowers. He had been hiding all along. Lillian, so many years have passed. I realize you are the one for me. Let's be together. How interesting. He and Isla broke up. 8 times. Now tell me it's me. Facing Mason's confession. Scenes I have imagined countless times in my dreams. I don't feel anything, not even a trace of emotion. I smiled and said, I'm married. Mason paused for a moment, then burst into laughter. What is that excuse, Lillian? If you want to play hard, change your perspective. I am serious this time. I promise to treat you well from now on. His attitude is almost condescending. How ridiculous. I raised my left hand, showing the ring Lothar recently slid onto my finger. Simple design. No sparkling diamonds, but it just feels right. Mason frowned at the ring on my finger. Lily, you're not serious. You have been single for many years. In a few days, you will be married. Who would believe? His words triggered a chorus of disbelief from the crowd behind him. No one believes I'm married. Who says you can't have quickie wedding after being single for a while? I answer. Mason laughed. Then bring your new partner here. Let's see if it's true or not. No need. You know my husband. He not only knows. Lothar is basically Mason's rival. Mason looked at me suspiciously. Don't tell me it's Lothar. I nodded slightly and confirmed. Mason was panicked. A flash of confusion passed through his eyes. Lillian, are you crazy? Among everyone, you chose Lothar. I don't appreciate his words at all. Why would he say my choice in front of me? Anyone could be better than you, right? Besides, what does Lothar lack compared to you? Mason, throwing angrily through the bouquet to the floor. Shouting at me. Already protecting him. Lillian, what other person are you? In my opinion, his birthday party ended with a sour note. I didn't even sit down. Before sneaking out early to go home, When I reached for my keys, I suddenly realized I didn't even bring them. Habits are dangerous things. Lothar has been driving me to and from work recently. There was no opportunity to use my key. In the end, they were left behind. I knocked on the door, and after a few seconds, it opened. Lothar's handsome, composed face appeared effortlessly. He took the bag off my shoulder. "The party ended early," he asked. "There's nothing to discuss. Go home early." As soon as I entered, I was struck by the familiar scent. Warm. The yellow light on the top seems to dispel all the darkness. It warms me up instantly. Looking at the food on the table, I couldn't help but ask, "Did you really do all this for yourself? I thought you might want a midnight snacks after the party, so I made some extra. This makes me feel warm." "I never knew. You are amazing." "I didn't eat enough at the party, so I'm digging into it now." My phone is on the table. My friend's message keeps buzzing. These messages are all about spying on my wedding news. Staring at the delicious food on the table, I suddenly looked up at Lothar. "Where is our marriage certificate?" He looked at me suspiciously. "You didn't think much of it, did you?" I raised my eyebrows, smirked provocatively. "Why can't I?" He got up and walked towards the master bedroom. He muttered to himself as he walked, "You can forget about it. I want to burn it now." I followed closely behind and quickly snatched the red book. Once he took it out, took a photo, then handed it back generously. "Come on, burn it." Now I have this photo. I sent a message. A simple title, "My life is you." Happiness is simple. What I have always wanted is simple. You may not be as warm as the sun, but you warm my heart. Isla wants to see me. This is a bit surprising. You really married Lothar. Fake documents are illegal. I do not want to deal with the law. Let me finish my sentence. I can tell Isla's breathing has quickened. She bit her lips and asked, "What did you do to make Lothar agree so quickly?" I laughed. "Sorry, he proposed to me. You should ask how he convinced me." Seeing Isla's frustrated face, I suddenly felt a sense of relief. This is not envy or victory. It just lightened the burden on my mind. However, Isla did not give up. She kept asking, "Lily and I have already let Mason go. Why are you still holding onto Lothar tightly? It's not what you wanted to be with Mason." I disagree with her views. In your eyes, is Mason just something you gave away? Just because you let go doesn't mean I have to accept it. Isla quickly interrupted. But Lothar and I. Mason is not a commodity. Lothar is not either. I don't need to know your past. Now, he is my husband, so please respect that. When we disagree, there is no need for further discussion. Even now, I don't like Isla. If today's meeting is about this, then there really is nothing to say. This coffee is on me. After that, I stood up, paid, and left. When I reached for my wallet, the keychain slipped out of my bag. Before I bent down, Isla quickly learned. With a curious expression, she checked it in her palm. "Is this yours?" The answer is affirmative. I snatched the keychain from her hand. She suddenly burst into laughter and whispered sadly, "So, it has always been you." From that day on, Mason tried several times, but I refused him. Finally, he no longer contacts me. His pride will not allow him to bow down again. I have always known that Mason loves himself the most. My phone buzzes in my pocket. Suddenly, I took it out to answer. "All have been completed and met with your friends. Do I need to pick you up? Lothar is preparing dinner for us tonight." If Isla hadn't called, I would have left long ago. "No need. I'm coming now." "All right, let's wait." I called a taxi and arrived at Lothar's location. As quickly as possible, his image unexpectedly appeared in my mind, making me eager to see him. "Are you Miss Lillian?" I nodded at the waiter approaching. "Good evening, Miss Lillian. Mr. Lothar's reserved room is just ahead. Follow me." The room layout surprised me. I couldn't help but ask the waiter next to me, "Are all the decorations in your restaurant so luxurious?" The waiter smiled. "A mess. Lily, you will know soon." Seeing those familiar faces, I gasped. My friends and closest family were all there. Everyone brought flowers for me, looking at me with a happy smile. Lillian, congratulations. I walk forward, a bit lost, forgetting to control my expression. Guided by the flowers, I found myself standing before Lothar. I stared at him in disbelief. Mr. Lothar, what is going on? He held a pink tulip in his hand, his eyes shining like stars. Because Mrs. Lillian has announced to the world, if I don't stand up, I will fall far behind. Before I realized it, he knelt on one knee, looking at me with a sincere gaze. Madam Lillian, thank you for marrying me. Tears filled my eyes. Lothar kept surprising me in the best way. I slowly took the flowers from his hand, and he stood up. Embrace me. We embrace in front of friends, united under the witness of our closest family. This is an intimate gathering of friends and family, simpler than a traditional wedding, but full of warmth and romance, just as I imagined. My best friend grabbed my arm, eyes full of sincere blessings. Lillian, I really envy you. The way Lothar hugs you. I know you will always be happy. He cannot pretend his gaze. I nodded, my smile couldn't be contained. I will. Lothar's university friend also joined us while we were talking. Come on, sister-in-law. Let's toast to you. I generously toasted. Lothar's university dormitory leader jokingly said, Old Lothar, the show-off, finally got what he wanted. Sister-in-law, although Lothar is always a bit boastful, he really cares about you. After so many years, he never gave up. I believe old Lothar will make you happy. His words made me a bit confused. So many years have passed. They laughed, and I was full of confusion. It seems Althor's silent actions are really effective. These years. A secret crush on you, and you don't know. How did he win you? I am shocked. Lothar secretly likes me.